Hello there, and welcome to Gaming Takes Ages. I am Teal.
Nice try, but we know who you really are. Take off that mask.
Okay. No.
Oh no, it is Teal.
That hurt.
Okay, well,
This is why you don't typically do cosplays.
I'm Emil then, I guess.
Yeah. And joining us, our good friend Peter. Hello.
Rally ho, everyone.
I guess for the
Meet
audio
Peter,
version,
or humble.
for the audio version, you should know, but I did pull my face apart, and it hurt a lot. What?
Yeah, it's probably important to say that I'm probably going to call him Humble, and you're probably going to call him Peter.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. So either works, really. I don't mind either
Yeah.
way. So Peter / humble. So
Yeah. Pumble.
So-
What have you been playing recently?
I have some great news to share. As of last night, I have finally completed Hollow Knight in its entirety, more or less, like at
Whoa.
least like 112% and everything. Beat the
So-
final
yeah.
challenge, and that took me total playthrough. Ended up being like 99 hours, and that last challenge is over half of that.
Yeah.
So I finally, after I think beat the game normally, like the normal game, in like December last year, and then I took a quick break, and then I played through I went back, played through the rest of the DLC, got to that last challenge, took another break, then finally came back, and just grinded out that challenge, and there we go. In that one of those breaks, I also replayed Remake.
Yes.
And
Final Fantasy VII, to be clear.
sorry, I should brand. Yeah,
Yeah.
Final Fantasy 7. I don't have a Final Fantasy 9 searcher. This is my best. This is the
Fair.
best they got right now. But so I beat 7 Remake again, and then I've also been playing Rebirth. Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth, and
just
keep-
put Final Fantasy VII before any name that you
Yeah.
say.
And I-
You'll
and
be
I-
playing
pretty much.
Final Fantasy VII Hollow Knight.
Yeah, I've been
I've also
playing,
been playing
Knight,
Final Fantasy-
Hollow Knight. You know.
right, exactly. Also been playing Final Fantasy 7, Persona 5X, Phantom X. But I started that recently. That's been fun.
Yeah,
And
so
yeah,
to
a lot of things
quickly-
here and there.
to quickly interject about Hollow
Yeah.
Knight, for those who don't know, what is the final pantheon? Just
So for anyone who wants to witness it for yourself, I guess you can read for
I
a couple
don't.
seconds. But for those who don't, those who don't care, or those who are just curious and need to know right now, right this second, it is basically a boss rush of pretty much every major Final
every Final Fantasy VII
Final
boss.
Fantasy boss.
every
Somehow
Final
made
Fantasy 7
it into
boss in
Hollow
the game. Jesus Christ! I have 9 and 7 on the brain. Now Hollow Knight is gonna be hard to get out of my brain now. But yeah, it's basically a boss rush of basically every major boss in the game. It's like 50 something bosses,
Yeah,
something like
it's a
that, I
lot.
think. Or whatever. And it's a full a good run takes like an hour and a half of just straight boss fights.
Oh, man.
Also,
most of
there is-
most of them are relatively easy, but then there are these
Ooh.
few that are sprinkled. But then there's these few that are sprinkled in that will be for different people will be known as like run enders, and that just it's so it's so demoralizing. It's you have to try and get back to the spot. And
there
it
is one more
brutal.
thing. The final boss is new.
Yes, there are actually a few new fights.
Oh, there's not
new
just one.
variations
Okay.
of fight. Yes, there are some fights that are reminiscent of other fights that are in the game, but have either new twists,
Right. Okay.
or new phases or stuff like that. So there's a couple of those here and there. But one of those, the only one that you cannot practice in advance is the final one. You have to at least get to the final fight at some point in order to unlock it in a training mode and then practice on that later.
Yeah.
All the other fights you can practice on your own individually, so you can just get a feel for the patterns and everything.
So you get all the way to the end, and then you don't know what you're doing.
Yep.
pretty much. That's for the first one.
It
There
is.
is
It is
a variation of that fight
Yeah.
in one of the story mode endings. There's a version of that fight in one of the endings, so
Yeah.
you're not going in completely blind. Probably if you've done one of the normal endings or semi-normal endings, but that fight does have, and I think at least one extra phase, and I don't know if it's been a while since I've done a normal fight, but it's there are basically it's like 4 phases. There's at least one extra phase, and then a lot of it was all just new for me because it had been months since I last saw it. So,
Also,
but either way,
to
you
be
can't
fair,
you can't
like,
you can only you can only do that fight like in that story mode. That even that doing that story mode boss won't unlock it for training. So all the other bosses, even if you haven't encountered them in the game, with one exception, besides the final boss, even if you haven't encountered them in the game in like the normal story mode, you can encounter them in that training room, and you'll be able to practice them there. But just not that final fight.
But yeah, for those who are looking to play Hollow Knight, if you've not played it before, fully recommend. It's an amazing game. Don't do the Pantheon. You don't have to do the Pantheon. You can skip the Pantheon.
You don't have to.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
entirely optional.
Yeah, there is an extra ending associated with it, but it's very small. It's very minor.
Oh, so you do have to do it.
No, you do not. It is
It
not
sounds
necessary.
like you
For
do,
your
Teal.
sanity,
You don't.
for your sanity, you don't need to.
You don't
If
need
it's not-
to
if it's not
grind
your thing.
50 hours worth to do it.
It's something for me to look forward to when I eventually get
You
around
should
to
play it. You would enjoy
playing Hollow
it.
Knight, including
Yeah, I
the
think you'd love
Pantheon.
You wouldn't enjoy that, probably, but you'd enjoy the rest.
Yeah, because
I mean,
you
I'm
mentioned,
the kind
I think you
of
mentioned one of these that
person.
you don't really care for boss fights, so that is just
Yeah, that's
like-
true. But I also am the kind of person that went out of his way to get the Moonberry in
You
Celeste,
did.
which
that's
just
one I have to
because
play.
I couldn't face not having it, which makes
Well-
me feel like I am going to try and do that.
And
That's
I
kinda
look
how I felt
forward
for
to
Hollow Knight
seeing
too.
it.
I just went into Hollow Knight thinking I'm just gonna play, do whatever seems fun, and then just enjoy my playthrough as it is. And then I learned there's extra ending side to the DLC Pantheon stuff. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, I got luck in, and then so it began. So I'll probably would do the same thing if I ever started a Celeste.
Oh, you should play
Which you
Celeste, it's
should.
great.
Celeste is amazing.
Yeah, I do need to eventually.
Emil.
Now I can actually do stuff outside of Hollow Knight.
Emil, what have you played?
What?
Have
Me?
Yes, have you played things?
Yes, I have. So, my partner and I, we usually like to do online crosswords. The one that we've been doing is, I think it's the Washington Post one. I'm not sure. But because here's the thing about crosswords. American crosswords are really different to English crosswords.
Are they?
Yeah, because the layouts are different. Like in the UK, we tend to get ones that are like on a grid, but you usually will have gaps between each of the lines where you put the letters in. So there'll be a lot of empty spaces between them. Whereas in the US ones, they're all clumped together. So you might get like a 3x3 grid that is all letters, which you very rarely would get that in a UK one.
Oh,
So
okay.
even if you don't know what one is, which is often the case with us because there's a lot of US centric answers that we're like, I don't know what that is. Some obscure, American university football team or something. I'm like, and I mean American football, of course. So, even if you don't know, you can just kind of guess what letter goes there because you've already got all the other letters from other words. So we've been enjoying doing that, but they've recently changed how it works. Don't you hate when things do this? When something works perfectly fine and they're like, we should change this up. We can do this differently. And then all of a sudden a bunch of things don't work anymore. So you can't do that multiplayer anymore, which is very, very annoying. So we both like word games, and so recently she's been streaming on Twitch and has been doing words on stream. Have you ever seen that in a Twitch stream? Sometimes when people go on breaks, they put words on stream on, which is like
yes.
You get like an anagram or like a set of letters, and then you have to find all the words within that, and you just type them in the Twitch chat. So she started doing that, and then afterwards we were like, hey, we don't even need to stream to play this. There's like you can just join a room and play it, and we've both become very addicted to that game. So it'll be like, so what do you want to do? Are you what are you feeling? I'm like, you want to play words? Yeah, let's play words. and it's taken over our lives now. Like I recently started watching Severance, which is
I've heard great things.
I'm only 2 episodes in, but it was very intriguing. But at one point, one of the characters said the word agog, and I was like, "Oh, agog, that's a good word to remember."
That's also a good word for me to remember because I do know what that word means, I think, and I'm sure that's going to come up in a thesaurus round one day. So let's remember that, shall we?
Yeah.
So that's cool. That's like because
Yeah.
I know we've played the Scrabble multiplayer.
Yeah, we play Babel Royale quite a lot.
Babel was the one, yeah.
It's like a Scrabble battle royale.
Yeah.
I don't know why I couldn't think of those words. The game is called Battle Royale. And that game is really fun, but it's quite buggy and
Not if
barely
you're
anyone
me.
plays it.
As-
Yeah, not if you're Teal.
Yeah, if you're dyslexic in
Yeah.
any capacity or don't know words, yeah, bad times happen. Like I
You
can't
can
play
just
that
guess
game.
words, right?
I tried.
That is
Right.
most of word
It
games.
did
You know,
not go well for me.
in Scrabble, it's an official rule that you can just make up words. Did you know this?
No?
You can make up a word, and as long as the person doesn't contest it,
Oh,
you
interesting.
can use it. If you put a word and someone contests it, and it turns out it is a real word, they lose a turn.
Oh,
But if you do a fake word and they catch you, you lose a
right.
turn.
Fair enough.
Little known Scrabble rule for you. I like word games. I like words.
Cool.
I'll have to keep that in mind. Okay.
Nice. Well, Petal, you mentioned that you...
Petal?
Yeah,
Did you
yeah.
say Petal?
Yeah, because
You
Humble and
combine
Peter.
Peter and Humble.
I'm combining them.
Petal.
Yeah.
Humber.
Yeah.
Petal Humber.
You mentioned you've been playing Final Fantasy VII, The Phantom X, and so high.
Yeah.
Persona 5, The Phantom X. It's my first gacha game. For those who don't know what a
Gacha.
gacha game is, it's basically a game where you can spend infinite money or nothing. Depends on how you want to play. If you spend absolutely nothing, the point of it is you have like a certain amount of stamina per day, so you can only do a certain amount of things each day unless you spend money to get more stamina or you have an item to spend or gain stamina or whatever. The good thing about this game in particular is it actually has a lot of stuff that doesn't require stamina, so you can do an awful lot in the game. You are limited by needing to level up for certain things or whatever it may be, but you can actually do a lot. So as a gacha game, I've been making it a series on the main channel and was like, okay, I'm going to do like an hour a day, which has very rapidly become, oh, I'm recording for at least 2 hours every morning. I wake up, I eat breakfast, I then play this game for 2 hours, and that's been my routine for the last week. And it's very good. It is Persona 5, but not. So of course I like it. But
I'm surprised by how similarly it is. Like how they keep the formula. They integrate it into a gacha system pretty well so far. There's a lot. I'm still getting used to all the mechanics and stuff, but there's a lot of cool stuff in it.
There are little subtle differences, like how the once more mechanic worked in the original game is slightly different, so that messed me up for an entire week. And like just that it throws so much at you at once. Like it's so many different mechanics, both old and new. So it's like, okay,
I'm in that mode right now.
Yeah, so it's very overwhelming, and like all the stuff that's familiar with the game, as I mentioned, is slightly different to the point where it still throws me off and confuses and burns out my brain. So it's like, okay, I could play for a lot of time. I'm fine with just laying it out for a couple of hours. But yeah, it is fun. And I'm going to probably keep playing this for a while. But the good thing is, as far as I'm aware, there's only 2 major dungeons in the game, or I should say 2 palaces. As far as I'm aware, there's a lot more than that. There's like 1,000 other things to do in the game, but there's only 2 palaces, so to speak. So I believe they're adding the 3rd one later in the year. So it's the kind of thing where when it comes to like doing a daily grind, I can play it for like 5 minutes, get my stuff, move on, and then later in the year I will be a god ready to take on the next chunk of story. So when it comes to recording that, whenever it may be, it'll be easy in theory. But no, it's a fun game.
Yeah.
I can recommend.
Gotta be aware of that power creep though.
I can recommend it. And also I don't know if I can, depending on if you like Persona 5, I can recommend it, but it's not Persona 5, even though it isn't. It will be different and it will confuse you here and there. But I don't know if I can recommend it to someone who hasn't played Persona 5, because you may as well just at this point play Persona 5. But then again, it is free,
but it's free,
so it's a toss up. I don't know.
So far, it also doesn't seem like the game is written in a way where it's very much you don't really need any context from the original game either. So in that sense, that's also really helpful for people who just want to jump into it.
Yeah, there's certainly references. There's references, and there's a lot of things that that's more intriguing if you know about certain things. But otherwise, yeah, you don't need to. But no, it's cool. It's a cool game. Before we move on to our regularly scheduled segment, I think we should talk about some brief news, because as of when we're recording this, it's a week before the podcast, the video goes out. So 2 days ago, 9,000 employees were let go by Microsoft, and it fucking sucks. It was one of the most bad taste emails I've ever seen, where Phil Spencer's like, all of you have made this company so profitable, we've never been doing so good. Also, by the way, we're firing 9,000 of you. It is a mental email to read. Besides the fact that it's good to mention that Microsoft and the higher-ups that be are pieces of shit, it is actually relevant to our podcast, because just, I don't know how many episodes ago it was, 4 or so episodes ago, we mentioned Perfect Dark. And Perfect Dark getting a reboot. That entire studio is shut down. All gone. The game's cancelled.
Yeah.
And they showed that game off last year, and it looked good. Usually if there's something gets shut down, if it's been in development hell for a decade, or at least certainly a couple years, with no focus, no clarity, no whatever. It didn't look like that was the case. It looked like a solid game that was just finding its way and was just evolving effortlessly. I'm sure that's not the case, because no game is like that, but that's what it seems like on the surface, which not every demo or showcase looks like. And it was also a lengthy showcase. It was 5 to 10 minutes, pretty much unedited. So it had a lot going for it. But yeah, it sucks. It really, really sucks.
Yeah, it is a sad state that the industry is in right now.
Yeah.
It's not necessary.
Yeah, it's not.
No, it's not.
It's not like they've lost money, so they made layoffs. It's that they didn't make as much money as they wanted to.
But they're still turning out an insane profit overall.
Yeah,
to any other company standards.
Yeah.
And
I guess that's shout outs to Nintendo, because there have been studios which have been shut down. The Mario and Luigi studio is the most notable one, but there are some which have been struggling over the years and never actually got shut down. And they very rarely fire people or huge waves of people. I'm sure 1 or 2 people gets fired over the years, because that's the nature of any business. You can't really avoid that. But certainly, in this case, Nintendo are actually pretty good at making sure their employees are happy. And even Sony, recently, they cancelled a bunch of games, but they didn't fire people from those studios. From what I can tell, they were just okay, these are what we're working on. I think it's 8 to 10 live service games, and no one wants them. Oh no! Oh, what have we done? We're cancelling those games. You work on something else, please. So they didn't fire these people. They just realized we've made a huge error. So that's that's.
So there's something that I found out recently. I'm not entirely sure if it's true. I read it. I didn't look up if it's true, but it's often people's source that at one point Nintendo was struggling financially, and instead of doing layoffs, Iwata. So what is he called?
Iwata. Yeah.
Yeah.
took a pay cut.
I believe that's
instead
true.
of laying off. And that's often like what people sort of say, hey, this is what the CEO should do. This is a good CEO. Apparently, actually, I mean, this isn't to say he's not a good CEO, but or wasn't a good CEO, but what is actually the case is that is just Japan has a lot of laws against layoffs. It's the system, and in those situations, that is what the CEO has to do. Which might explain the Sony situation as well, possibly.
Yes, I suppose.
So, interesting.
Yeah.
Like, there is another way, that is legally, and it's a system within the country. It's not just in the hands of the people, though, of course, I don't put it past a lot of people to find loopholes around such things.
Well, in other news, we've had some bad, let's have some good, or some weird. Emil, do you know who James Bourne is?
No.
He is the one of the singers of Busted. It was confirmed.
Okay, it was the least memorable one.
Sure. It was confirmed yesterday. He is the vocalist for the main theme of Sonic Racing Cross Worlds.
Okay.
Yeah, out of nowhere. Because I was just the theme had been released or leaked or something a month or so ago. I don't think it was leaked. I think it was just released, but without like the knowledge of who was the vocalist. And they released the video on its own with the vocalist and said James Bourne from Busted. I was like, what? What do you mean? So yeah, that's a weird UK. Like if you're in the US, that means nothing to you. But in the UK, you're just sorry. This guy's still around? Like, really?
Yeah. Busted were huge in the 2000s.
Yeah. Like, had not heard the name Busted in so long, let alone the people within Busted. But, hey, that's fun little bit. Anyway, let's move on from sadness and whatnot. Every week, we like to start by presenting and offering to the ancients. Who are the ancients? What they want? I don't know. So, who wants to begin? I don't mind.
You go.
Me?
Yeah, you go first.
Okay, cool. You okay? Hey, you okay?
Doing dandy. Yeah, doing just dandy. How about you?
Here. This is for you.
Ah, that's so sweet.
Thank you. Dude, should we say what it is? It looks like a dandelion.
That's right. It's a gift. For scaring those things away.
Okay. Thank you.
Never mind. Think of it as a memento. What, Peter?
I will.
I think so. I think I know reference to this. At least.
Well, you can say it. I heard that. You can go on.
You heard what was saying?
Is this like? It's been a while since I played it. Is this the opening to Undertale?
No. Lovers used to give these when they were reunited.
Oh,
how nice!
I'm an idiot.
Oh, I'm sure you are. So.
You what? Is that how that? Is this?
Wait, you think someone's out to get you? Is that what you're all worked up about? Relax. No one's going to attack you. I promise. Go on, Peter.
Don't worry.
It's Air from Final Fantasy VII, specifically I think in the remake dialogue there.
Correct. I thought maybe what we're missing is the ancients want to hear dialogue from an ancient. Like, maybe they want someone of their kind. So I have been saying her lines verbatim in response to you, and maybe that's what they've wanted. Maybe they want the speech of an ancient. So who knows? Maybe. If you didn't get it, I would have said, you're right. Nice meeting you. Time passes. Hello in there. Maybe you're not okay. Ah, he lives. Finally awake, are we? Aerith. It's Aerith. And you are? I think by that point you would have got it.
If I didn't, I would be ashamed of myself.
Yeah.
I'm ashamed I didn't recognize it immediately.
I think Emil would have got that. But yeah, I've had this idea since the beginning, and I was waiting for an episode where you were joining because you would actually get it. I figured you would get it before the cutoff point. And I appreciate that you said I'm stupid at the point where I said, I know. That wasn't me. That was Aerith. She knows you're
It was like in
Doctor
Who when they've got the video and he's responding to it.
A little bit. But yeah, so maybe that's what the ancients want. Maybe they want the voice.
You might have cracked it.
The voice of an ancient. I've thought that we've got to find a way. So but yeah, you also you may have this flower. It yours. Congratulations.
Thank you. I'll keep it close to my heart.
Lovely.
Reaching from across the vast ocean.
Lovely. Who's next?
Yes, I had a similar idea about what the ancients might want. Similar in that it's actually completely different. So I thought that the ancients might appreciate the G chord. The G chord is always there for you. It's a really comfortable position for your hand to be in. It's nice, right? You have a G, then a B, and then a D. That's a G. G. This is G major to be exact. That's a G triad, and then you can keep going. So after that, you've got another G, and then so this is cool, right? You can have it open, and then you've got a B, or you could put your finger down here, and that's a D. Is that a D? Yeah, and then another G, right? It's all there, and it's a fun, interesting shape as well. Like you get all the notes that you need, the G chord, and if you learned something today, then wow, this podcast is an educational one. Here's your music lesson.
Oh, thank you.
The G chord.
Awesome. The spot is also pretty good, so I've been told.
Yes. Oh, and it's always good to bring a G string.
I remember. I would love to learn guitar one day. Like it's definitely.
You just did.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm ready to take on any piece now.
Well, just like I've given you a flower, Emil, fling that over. Here we go. It's your time to shine.
All right. Well, it's not quite as cool as your guys's. I don't know if anyone's done this yet. I'm a couple episodes behind on this podcast. But I thought, what would the ancients like? They probably would like, some sort of relic of the past, especially related to gaming history. So I thought, what's one relic of the past that people have been missing?
Oh.
And the answer came to me in game manuals. So I've collected a few. So this is just. I've collected some of the more interesting arts that I could think of. So this is Kingdom Hearts 1.
Can I just add one small thing? American game manuals are 1,000 times cooler than UK ones.
Really? Oh, I didn't realize there was a difference.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. You have a lot more stuff in it. You have a lot more info. You have a lot more fancy graphics. Oh, dear.
The guitar fell down.
Okay.
Oh, no!
Is it okay?
It's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, this guitar was my mum's when she was young, so it's been through a lot. Yeah, can you rifle through the pages, make a little flick through the pages noise?
Yeah. So
yeah.
Let me just do it next to the mic.
Yeah.
It's a small one.
Oh yeah, that's the good stuff.
There we go.
Turn to a random page and read something.
Let's see. So if we go here, the lyrics are simple and clean.
That's awesome.
Lyrics are in the manual.
See, the American ones are so much cooler. Emil, I need to show you the Jack 2 box art because I've got the American one, and the Jack 2 box art is so much cool. It's a reversible sleeve. It's like Crimson Guard, keep out kind of thing, and then the manual is a Crimson Guard training manual. It's so cool.
That's so cool.
It's so cool. It's just it's all coloured as well. It's all okay. It's mostly grey, but it's really cool.
Some of these are grey, but some of these are in colour too, which is really cool. This is a Kingdom Hearts 2 one, so the key art there in the back. And then, let's see if I go to...
You just bought Kingdom Hearts 2. You might want to buy Kingdom Hearts 1 as well, I think is what the back says.
Yeah. I see where it all began. No,
you might made a mistake. You might want to buy that one instead. But,
it's hilarious. I actually got Kingdom Hearts 2 first. So, and I didn't even realize that there was a 1. I clearly did not read this.
How did you not? But it's called Kingdom Hearts 2.
So I didn't recognize that this blue part here was a Roman numeral.
Okay, that's fair.
Oh, that's fair. That's very fair.
As a kid, I did not realize.
I have a slightly different story related to Kingdom Hearts 2, where I bought Kingdom Hearts 2. It had been in pre-order for years because it kept getting delayed, and it finally shipped out. And when the day it arrived, I left to go see my cousins in the UK for 2 weeks. So I left.
Oh, no.
I've been waiting for this for years and I couldn't play it. So when we got to the UK, me and my mum were just like, "Can we go into this game store?" And I was just like, "Yeah." I found the Kingdom Hearts 2 guide, so I bought the Kingdom Hearts 2 guide so I can have some tangible, like facet of the game. It's like, I want to see what some of the Heartless look like. I want to see this and that. I don't want to go to the end, but I want to see these things. So, yeah. Desperation. Sad times. Good times. Anyway.
But
that is cool.
That's hilarious, though. So I do also have Final Fantasy X one. I won't show too much just because of spoilers and all, but
here's the ending.
Just showing some cool key arts and everything. And this one's in color too.
Nice.
This is kind of like this is kind of like the color scheme of it. But yeah, some cool stuff. Yeah, some really cool stuff here. You recognize this guy from Kingdom Hearts 2 at least.
I do.
Yeah. So there's that. I've also got. Let's see. I got a Nicktoons one. I got Nicktoons Unite. I got some cool art of some of the classic dudes here.
Like, there's so much in these manuals. Like, nowadays it's literally a piece of paper, if that, saying go online here.
Well,
and even then, it's minimalist.
Paper,
no,
right?
I know it is. But it's lame.
It's hard to argue against that, but they are so good.
Yeah. It's sad. Like, I get it, but like, man, they were really cool.
I totally understand owning physical versions, but like, I just I because I get things as a review copy now, and I have for a while, or I get it digitally to play as soon as possible. Like, I haven't gotten a physical version in so long, and without a tangible manual and stuff like that, like, I don't see the need as much. Like, unlike an older game.
At least it would be really cool if it was sort of a common practice to put manuals in the game, like Tunic does it, but because it's part of that game. But I've seen other games do it, just like, oh, here's the manual for the game, and you can flip through it like it's a real manual in the game.
Yeah,
I think like some of these Sonic collections
Sonic
probably do it.
Yeah.
It would be so cool if that was just a thing that the games just did as like as a common, like, oh, here's the manual, you can see it in the game. But
Tumby and Croc, their remasters, they had the original manuals as part of it, and the Croc one even had like the different versions for different regions. So it had the one for UK, one for US, and it had the Japanese one as well.
That's
and
so
it
cool.
It even had the gaming Bible. Like, it had the design docs. It's really cool.
Oh, that's so cool.
It's a really, really cool remaster. But yeah, there's Crash.
Yeah, real quick. We got Wrath of Cortex here.
Does it have a bad game on the back?
It's well.
It sure does, baby. Yeah.
Which I think we're getting. Is that one that we're getting to? Oh no, we do have a. There is
we would get that.
Year, I'm sure.
We would get to that next.
Next year.
Was it? Oh, maybe it was 2002 actually. Ooh, I'm less sure. I can very easily look it up, but
it's fine.
Yeah, there is a Spyro game this year. There is a Spyro game this year. We will be getting to a Spyro, not that one, a better one that people.
You should probably say what that game was.
It's Spyro Enter the Dragonfly. People hate it.
Oh yeah, I guess I never actually said it. But yeah, it's Enter the Dragonfly.
It's bad. There's a lot of reasons why it's bad. Some people loved it because they grew up.
It's a fun watch though. From I never played it. It's a fun watch. It is
a fun watch, especially when you have glitches. It's a good time.
Yeah, it's good. This one for the Crash one. It's also got like a notes page for us. So
yeah, a lot of
notes
PS.
page.
Yeah, a lot
like,
of PS2 ones had
make
notes
notes
pages at the
and stuff, yeah.
background. At the background, the back.
I would never use them though. I wouldn't. I couldn't bring myself to write on them.
I did for cheat codes. That's what they're for.
That makes sense.
I think
a lot of them were lies. But
if they were made of like paper, like you know, the kind of paper that you write on, I think I would be more compelled to do so. Do you know what would be a good idea? You could make like print out manuals just for like unofficial manuals for a bunch of games that don't have them. That would be a really cool project.
I think some actually have done that. Like, certainly when it's like translation mods and stuff. I think some have.
I think there's old guides that you'd find with where they had the ASCII art on the front of like the game.
Oh, I love those like classic game facts, opening stuff where they have the ASCII like of the logos of a game or something. Like those are always so cool. I got also Dragon Quest is a DS one.
Yeah, tiny.
This one actually has the map of the world as well.
Oh, that's really cool.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, so that's really fun. So I have to replay this game. This is my only Dragon Quest game, and I loved it as a kid.
Is it is it a numbered one or is it a retelling?
Yeah, this is 9. This is Dragon Quest 9. Sentinels of the Starry Skies. It's on the DS.
Cool.
So this one was really cool. Like I really enjoyed this one a lot.
I
don't remember too much about it.
This would be a really good a video of like what's the coolest things that you can find in some of these game manuals. Like just like the lyrics were in that.
Yeah, in
Kingdom Hearts one, like that blew my mind.
I know
lyrics in a manual.
I actually didn't really remember that until that. Until I opened it up, and then I remember seeing it as a kid. I was like, that's how I learned the song originally as a kid. That was so cool.
If you give me 1 minute, I can find my Kingdom Hearts and we can briefly compare. Oh, actually, this is the Japanese one. Oh no, this is the Japanese Kingdom Hearts one.
The Japanese one is so cool too.
Well, first off,
this is it.
Here's some figures. Do you want some figures of Kingdom Hearts characters? Of course you do.
There's a couple of those here too. Oh no, it's not actually here, but there's an extra leaflet for figure stuff.
Do you also want Monsters Inc. the magazine?
If we ever have another blank week, can we get Humble back and we do an episode that is just about game manuals and we just get out with our old games?
I have a lot of PS2 ones. I have a lot of licensed games from like an Incredibles game or like Ben 10 games. I have like a lot of these.
Simple and Clean. Simple and Clean was Kingdom Hearts 1 you looked at, right?
Yes.
Simple and Clean is not in the Japanese manual.
Really?
No. Actually, I'm wrong. It's the very first thing.
That's beautiful. That's the key art for the back of this one.
Yeah, fair enough. Cool. No, yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, this is that's so fun.
It's all color. Dang. It's all
good. The Kingdom Hearts ones are black and white, I think.
So, yeah, and there's also Final Fantasy 11 Online.
Hey,
I don't know anything about that game. Sweet.
Neither do I. That's one of the few I don't really know much about.
Sweet. Lovely.
Yeah. I do. Speaking of Final Fantasy, though, I also have something I have the Final Fantasy 7 PS1 disc here. So I got this one has a couple of manuals, I think. Oh no, just the one. But there's key arts on like the different disc pages. So there's the title. There's the behind here is some key art here. Cool. Behind the disc and everything. And there's of course this one. If I can get this disc out. There's this one as well. At the last
that's
disc.
Awesome.
And then there's the manual itself, which is that's the cover is just like the Aerith one again, with the Highwind background. And there's actually a lot of characters. Like there's a city of Midgar. There's
that is cool.
Character models and stuff. This one is probably the coolest one I own. Like they must have gone really crazy on the PS1 ones back in the day. Here's the Sephiroth one again. Yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff here. There's the motorcycle and
if you were a kid that liked to draw, this would have been such a good manual to like get out and like, I want to draw this. I want to draw this.
Yeah.
For sure. One thing about my Kingdom Hearts 2. There are many keys. What this? What does this mean? It's telling me to buy the guide, which I already got. I'm way ahead of you.
Ahead of the game. Quite literally.
Cool. I enjoyed that.
Yeah. So I thought that
if
maybe
those
the
ancients, if they don't want this, I don't know what they want.
No, the ancients will not allow it.
Uncivilized.
How dare they?
Me.
Well,
how dare they?
Whatever.
I can't believe they turned down the G chord.
Yeah. Can't believe they turned down one of their own. What's wrong with them? Well, whatever. Just over 25 years ago, blah, 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 blah. Peter, you're up.
Okay, so I prepared stuff, but I also neglected to think about, I guess, how to introduce the game. But so I'm just gonna go stream of conscious here. But Final Fantasy IX is a very beloved title in the Final Fantasy series by everyone. It is also very much in itself a love letter to basically everything that came before it. It takes a deviation. It deviates a lot from. It also deviates a lot and makes its own identity. In comparison to the games that are right before it too, because right before the 9 was 7. I combined 9 and 7. Oh my god,
7.
No, but right before 9, like 9 is the last of the PS1 trilogy, and the other ones in the PS1 trilogy, 7 and 8, attempted to go for a more like one was just trying to do 3D in general, but both 7 and 8 were trying to go for a more realistic approach in terms of character proportions and backgrounds and everything. Whereas 9 kind of took a deviation and went for a more stylized sort of chibi approach in terms of their models and also just a very different type of setting. Where 7 and 9 are focused more on sort of a kind of like a sci-fi fantasy realm. 9 was primarily much more fantasy based world. So because a lot of that, like it's interesting because like you see like the evolution from like 7 to 8 in terms of technical prowess, and to keep in the same direction, and then you go to 9, and it's jarring at first because you think like you expect similar progression to cap off the PS1 trilogy, but what they actually did was something really special because the way that 9 is set up, it's become probably one of the most timeless of the older Final Fantasy games from its time. The way that it's stylized lends itself to the fairy tale and high fantasy setting and makes it kind of timeless in that sense. And also just fits well with the characters of the party themselves and everything. It's a gorgeous world, and it's mixed with a lot of very huge love letters to the series, as I mentioned before, in terms of like location settings, mechanics, summons, etc., while also very much establishing its own, like making it its own in its own way and introducing it in a really creative way. And as a result, we got really creative world for Final Fantasy 9. And it's definitely become one of like a fan favorite from the series. Definitely one of my favorites too. I definitely like it's one that I will like always think back to, and the music is also very much top notch. I think the music was very funny because I think I think Nobu, from if I recall correctly, I think Nobuo Uematsu, who I probably butchered the name, but Uematsu, I think I think at first he wasn't really sure how to approach with the music for 9, and then he went up going a totally different direction than what he was used to, and ended up being one of the most memorable tracks, like soundtracks of the series. So overall, there's a lot to love about 9, and of course because I know I'm trying to avoid. I would love to go into more details, but I want to avoid spoilers for everyone wants to play, including present company.
Yeah, so I guess for brief context, I've been going through all the Final Fantasy games, and where I would usually not really care about looking up things, I don't want to, but I know literally nothing about 9 besides 1 or 2 characters who also show up in Kingdom Hearts. And I'm sure their personality in Kingdom Hearts is very far from what it is in 9. So it's like I know really nothing. I've heard none of the music of 9. I've heard some of the music of 10 and of 8, and I've heard nothing of 9. I've not even really seen anything of 9. I'm totally in the dark, and I want to remain that way until I actually get to it. And I'm on 4 the after years, so I guess I'm halfway. So I'm getting
more or
there.
less. Yeah.
But,
that's where I come in. As I have played 9, and
yes,
I want
thank you.
So and I'm here to be the resident's Final Fantasy 9 shill. To be like play the game. It's great. It's awesome. And there are rumor mills about upcoming 9 stuff. Recently, there's been a lot of like at the time of this that this is being recorded, there have been a lot of stuff leading up to the 25th anniversary of Final Fantasy 9 that Square's put out. Mostly, there's like a lot of recent in the past couple days. There's been a lot of art that's being posted by the Final Fantasy 9 the Final Fantasy just general social medias about new Final Fantasy 9 art, like key arts about moments of the game and all that. There's also even like a Final Fantasy 9 anniversary website that's out right now. So there's yes, very interesting. And there's been big rumors for a long time now about a potential remake of some sort for 9 in the works.
I mean, it's a rumor, but it's almost confirmed because it was part of a list from Epic Games Store, I think, of games that were in development, and every other game in that list has released, and a bunch of games in that list hadn't been announced when that list came out. All of them have since been announced and released. Final Fantasy IX Remake was one of the games on that list. So if it turns out that it's not real, either it's been cancelled, or whoever made that leak made it up and got unbelievably accurate just with sheer luck. So, which would be crazy. That would be more impressive, if anything. But no, I think it's more likely that it is in development, and because it's probably... I'm going to assume it's to the scale of Final Fantasy VII Remake, Rebirth, etc., but a self-contained game, I would imagine, is like... Maybe not in the same like breadth of its like expanded tenfold, but in the sense of it is a much larger game. It is going for a bigger scope. It is going for just a full-on remake, gorgeous graphics, gorgeous everything. I assume if it's taking that long, could be wrong, but it is taking a very... That was announced what, like 5-6 years ago. It's a long time ago. So I say announced, leaked.
Yeah. Like, I'm just trying to imagine all the locations in 9 and all the story events and everything, and if they are able to do a remake in the same vein as Final Fantasy VII, for that game all in one release, that would be impressive. That game is like 4 discs long. That game is 4 discs long.
I did not know that. Okay.
Yes.
That's a lot. That is more discs than 7. Okay.
Yes, it is. There's that, and there's a lot of locations. There's
cool.
There's a lot of really crazy like set pieces in terms of story events and everything. It's really elaborate. It's like pacing in the game is really, really well tight and well done, honestly. And so it's like, because of that, it's really hard to think that they could do a remake for 9, and the same way they're doing 7 if they want to do like one single release. If anything, I don't know what they would do. Maybe they could do something similar to like an HD 2D. Well, not like, it's not 2D since it's a 3D game, but maybe something more like a release that's kind of more faithful to the original game, maybe more like voice acting and some like redone graphics and stuff. Maybe something more like that would probably be a little bit more feasible. But I don't know. I really don't know how they would do it. Like, there's definitely things that on 9 that could be expanded on that I think a remake would really benefit from. So I feel like they would probably want to elaborate on some things and do some changes. But I don't know if they would also... I think the overall direction of the story would remain intact, but I know there's probably things that they would probably like to expand on. So I think that's probably one of the big draws for a remake. But I just don't know in terms of expectations how you can how you can go about that. Like, it's a similar story for 6. Like, people have been wanting a remake for 6 for a long time ago. Similar story. If you were to remake 6, it would be an astronomical feat. So I like it'd be a similar case in 9 for many reasons. So I don't know what they would do yet, but if whatever they do, if they end up doing it, I'm gonna be excited to see. So
the anniversary is on the 7th, I believe, of July.
I believe so.
And that's the Japanese release. The rest of the world got it much later. And yeah, as of the time we're recording this is the 4th. So if they announce a remake, it's probably going to be on the day, because they've been doing a lot of stuff building up. There's also Final Fantasy IX crossovers with like two, like there's one with I can't remember what games they are, but I think they're mobile games. But there's some crossovers.
Yeah, I think I saw one for a mobile game recently. I forget what it was called.
Yeah, same. But there are two of them that are getting it. So it's interesting that they're doing a lot of work for it, which they don't usually do. So it's like, okay,
we're
trying to promote
it's also probably not
something.
related, but there's also the Magic the Gathering as well.
Yeah.
There's been that series of cards from Art 9, of course, being included, has its own set. Art's amazing for all of them, by the way, so far from what I've seen.
Yeah, it's one of the things I've not looked up any of it, because I know that there's just going to be spoilers everywhere. Like I can't do it.
You don't want to look at that,
No, I'll look at it in 3 years ish. So we'll get there. But to be clear, if they announce a remake in like a couple days and they're like, it's coming out this year, I will play Final Fantasy IX that day. Like I will start 9 now because I need to play it before remake. Oh, I will. But like it will. If 9 remake gets announced and it's this year. Like, and it's like, okay, I don't have a lot of time to play 9. I'm playing it now. I'm not waiting to do 5 through 8. I'm doing this now. But we'll see. But yeah, if they don't announce it now, I think Gamescom, Tokyo Game Show, or Game Awards, one of those three, is the most likely candidate if it was to be announced this year. But given that it is getting a lot of press, it feels more likely. On a slight tangent, do you know what has been getting a lot of social media press recently? Rayman. They've been posting loads of Rayman stuff. Just like, okay, what you doing? They're just making like memes with Rayman and stuff. Just like, what? You haven't made jokes or posts or anything with Rayman for 10 years. What are you doing, Ubisoft? So yeah, it might be nothing. It might be nothing, but that's not how marketing works. You gotta plant the seed first before you release the goods, so come on! Anyway.
Yeah, it would be nice. It would be really nice to see Rayman come back. It'd be well deserved, and it's been long overdue.
Yeah. They've already said that they are doing stuff for it. And it's not just one project. They're working on multiple projects. We just don't know what they are. So it's a matter of time when they're ready to show it off. But yeah.
We'll see. You're hoping.
Yeah. Anyway, please continue.
What was I gonna say?
If there's anything else, of course, you might be done. I don't know.
No, I don't. No, I had something. It was something based an expansion of what you were saying before, but I forgot what it was. But it's not a big deal. But no, in terms of just 9, like 9 is an amazing game. Not like definitely a few things that it would benefit from like a remake or remaster of some kind. Just quality of life stuff really. As well as some expanded story stuff that would be cool to see more of. One of the big things is that the game has a lot of missables too. There's a lot of missable things as well. So it'd be fun, it's cool in terms of the sense that like a lot of stuff matters if you're paying attention, but it would be nice for a modern release to have that kind of be more, because what the 7 games do, where it's like they'll warn you if you're going to move on and miss things later because of it. So it'd be nice to have stuff like that. So it's why that quality of life changes and some expanded story elements would be the main draws I think for remake for me. But but overall, like 9 on its own holds up extremely well, and it's a really cool game. Really a lot of awesome mechanics. Some with some exceptions in terms of some mechanics that could be used some fleshing out or just reworking. People who played 9 probably know there's some cool stuff there, but there's some it's a little bit of a missed opportunity. But so like a remake. There's definitely reasons for people to be wanting a remake. And I think there's probably reasons for Square themselves to want to do a remake in that sense too, especially with how popular it is and how unique 9 is in terms of the Final Fantasy series as a whole. So whether or not it happens, I guess we'll just see.
Well, I'm genuinely very excited to play it. You've sold it very well.
Hey, that's what I'm here for.
Yeah, I have to play a couple of things first, but
yeah.
I'm very excited for that.
Oh yeah, no, it's probably my third favorite overall. Like 10 and 7 are tied for my favorites. I like those always be up there. 9 is runner up for sure. It's a solid runner up, and it's really good. I loved it. So yeah,
cool.
Can't wait to see you play it whenever we get to it.
Yeah, very cool. Love that.
So yeah, I think.
Is that everything to do with 9? Are we moving on to Thesaurus, or have you got anything else to say?
I believe so. No, I think that's it. I have so I did prepare some like some quiz questions as well as like
Good.
so. Oh, I didn't also go over like the Metacritic review scores as well. There's also that. I don't know what order do you normally do this stuff in. It's been
Metacritic is. I just usually bring it up whenever it's mildly relevant.
Fair. I guess since we're talking about its reception, I have some proof here of people. A lot of like for context, basically a lot of the reviews for 9 on Metacritic are just like very straight face, just outpouring of love for the game. But so yeah, not there's exceptions of course. There's definitely other people who are there tearing it down. But I picked out some of the ones that I thought were more fun. So this is across different ports and stuff too, but I mainly tried to go mostly with the original PS1 reviews. But there will be some exceptions. So first one here is I also don't know if I should share my screen or not, so you guys can see them.
Nah, it's fine.
Nah, okay. Then yeah, so this first one says this game is the best FF in my opinion, featured by the perfect OST. I really like the soundtracks as epic symphony for my ears with like 20 exclamation points.
My ears.
That one's fun. And soundtrack phenomenal. There's some tracks I'm excited for you to see when you get to it. It's gonna be really great. Here's another one. We have best Final Fantasy game, 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 best Final Fantasy game. On repeat, and that's about it. Again, valid. We also have best game ever made, best game ever made, best game ever made.
Same person or
different people?
Amazing.
Things just need to be repeated.
Yeah. They're on the same wavelength. I can't blame them. It's a great game. We also have we have someone on the other side here. We have Final Fantasy 9 is a great game, but I prefer 7. I'm sorry, Zidane, which is the name of the main character, basically. He's just personally calling out. I'm sorry to disappoint you, Zidane, but 7 is still 7. But it's also you still rank that as 9 though, so must hold 7 in really high regard.
Yes.
So
9 out of 9.
Yeah, and 9 for Final Fantasy 9. And then this last one, my personal favorite, I think. I love this game, SM and IDEK. Why it's just so good. VV smiley face, which is a huge mood. I see you.
That's good.
So yeah,
I like that.
So there's a little glimpse into the inner workings of the Final Fantasy 9 fandom. It's the most receptive one. So
fantastic.
Yes, he's extremely based for that. So those are some of the best reviews that I saw. It'd be fun to bring up.
Thank you.
And then the Thesaurus run I forgot about making I totally forgot about making a Thesaurus thing.
That is fine.
So
Does not matter. We have
okay,
some.
cool. Perfect.
But you
so
did a
I don't know
quiz.
if you guys want to.
Yes, quiz.
Yes, I have the quiz here.
I
just got 10 questions of stuff related to Final Fantasy 9. Try to keep it as spoiler free as possible.
Who's the villain?
Yeah, there you go. But none of that. Don't worry. It'll be very like small details or something about like some small game mechanics and stuff like that. Just fun stuff that will be mentioned. So whenever you guys are ready,
yes.
I can go ahead and get the questions ready.
Ready.
All right.
Quiz time.
All right. So let's see. First question. There is a notable in-game play that is seen and referenced throughout the game. This play is called "I Want to Be Your Crow." I want to be your canary. I want to be your crane. I want to be your cardinal.
Oh.
I'm drawn to crane.
I'm drawn to canary.
Okay.
Okay. So you should make note. I'll go through the answers at the end. So make note of which ones that you have. Let me know. Are those your final answers, or do you want to think on it some more?
I'm locking in canary.
I'm locking in crane.
Okay.
I'm just gonna try and remember my answers.
I'm gonna say I'm gonna put that was canary B.
Yes, canary is B.
And crane was C, right? I'm writing these down.
Yes, crane is C.
I'm writing ours down separately so we can know.
Good, yeah, probably good call. Thank you. Otherwise I was just gonna write it down myself. So
yeah, all right, cool. Thank you.
All right, whenever you guys are ready,
let's go.
This one. All right. So Final Fantasy 9 has many support skills that give you passive buffs and effects throughout the game. Which of these is not an actual support skill? So we have A, sensibility, which is a chance to automatically scan enemies at the start of battle. B, protect girls. You take damage in place of a girl. C, man-eater. Deal lethal damage to humans. And D, gamble defense. Raises defense occasionally.
Whoa.
These are good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what happens when you know about the game and put effort into it.
I think it could be any of them. I think I'm just gonna go with D.
So remember, this is which one is not in the game.
Yeah. I think that protect girl one is just too bizarre to make it.
Yeah, if it's that, you're a genius. I mean, you already are, but so could you go through them again?
Sure. So we have A, sensibility. Chance to automatically scan enemies at the start of battle.
If that is one, I want that immediately.
I do know that there is things like that in other Final Fantasy games, so I'm gonna.
But did it come in 9?
That's the question.
Yeah, because he would know that. He would know that they're in like 10 or 12 or whatever. But okay, go on.
Who knows? So B is protect girls. You take damage in place of a girl. C is man-eater. Deal lethal damage to humans. And D is gamble defense. Raises defense occasionally.
I think...
But gamble defense is an odd name to make up for what it is. I really don't know. I'm just gonna have to stick with D because I said it.
I'm not sure. I want to go A. I want to say that it's not a thing yet, but I could be wrong.
We'll see.
Yeah.
All right.
I hope the next one's D because that way I've spelled out CAD. Yeah.
I guess we'll see. You guys got your answers written down?
Yeah. I'm writing it down.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. So whenever you guys are ready, we can do the next one. Cool. Next one. So Moogles are an adorable Final Fantasy staple, of course, and this game is loaded with them. They each have individual names too. Which of these is not an actual Moogle name?
No.
So we have A, Mogster, B, Chimomo, C, Mulala, D, Momotos.
Oh no. I think I'm gonna go with D, but I'm just it's a shot in the dark.
Yeah, I love. So this is which one isn't in the game.
Yes.
Yeah.
Most of these are basically which ones aren't in the game.
I was thinking D sounds crazy because it sounds like comatose, which is like that can't be the name, but yes, it could. I'm gonna go for B because that was the only one that didn't start with M-O, and I think M-O is the Moogle
It's the MO.
Convention. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It is 100% exactly what you said. It is the better thing than what I was going to say. Yes. So yeah, that's why I'm going with the naming convention, and that might be entirely what you've done to throw me off, but I'm still going with it.
Maybe, who knows? How about you, Emil? What are you thinking?
I'm locking in D. I'm
Mementos.
picking one and I'm sticking with it.
Yeah.
Just hoping for the best.
I did not spell CAD, but I did spell cab. So.
Oh, that is also.
It is a word.
I know because I've been playing words on stream.
Yeah.
Hey.
Which does not accept 3-letter words, so.
Oh well. Maybe you could throw a Moogle name in. All right. So next we have question 4. So obviously you can't have a good Final Fantasy without mini games. One of the most infamous ones in this game is the jump rope mini game.
Oh no.
What's the maximum score requirement? So we have 50, 250, 1,000, or 5,000.
I was gonna say 99. That's a million times worse than
250 onwards is.
Like, I think Mario Odyssey has like 30, and that's hard. Like, what do you mean the things you said? It's infamous.
Oh, it has 30 for the first one.
Yeah, no, it's 100, isn't it?
I think it's more.
I thought it was just 100. It's not that. It's not 250. It's like it. So it was 50, 250, 1,000, 5,000.
Yes.
What was the wording of the question?
What is the maximum score requirement?
About it being infamous.
I'm gonna go with
one of the most infamous ones in this game is the jump rope minigame.
It's gonna be really.
I'm gonna go with 1,000. I think 5,000 is crazy. 1,000 is crazy.
Yeah, 1,000 is crazy. I think I'm gonna go with 1,000 as well.
250 is crazy.
Yeah, I think I don't think it's 250. I think even that is bad, but I feel like there's probably maybe there's a mechanic where you have lives or something. You have 3 lives, so it's more manageable to get to 250, but crazy to get to 1,000.
My logic for this is that in Hyperlight Drifter there is this mini game where you have to go dash around in a circle, and the high score that you have to get for that is like stupidly high. And I think I remember that I saw a tweet where the person who designed that said that they love when games have stupidly hard things, and I'm pretty sure that they have also said that they love Final Fantasy IX.
Right.
So I think I'm going with 1,000.
Just so we're clear,
I will also say
if I get to that mini game and it's 5,000, I might kill myself. Like that sounds awful.
One thing I will mention. It's entirely optional.
Mm-hmm.
Like, entirely optional. So, you don't have to worry about that being locked.
But do you get something for doing it?
Of course you do.
The ultimate weapon, of course you do. Yeah.
For skipping. You're really good at skipping. Have the ultimate weapon.
Yeah, Legend says if you skip 10,000 times in front of this ancient slab, it opens and the weapon reveals. Like, yee. Yeah, right. Next question. I'm going to be sad soon. Go on.
Okay. So, of course, everyone loves chocobos in all shapes and shades. What color chocobo is not seen in this game? So, are there red chocobos? Are there blue chocobos? Are there yellow chocobos? Are there black chocobos?
I'm going to say there's no... No, I'm going to let Teal answer first.
Was red A?
Yes.
I'm going to go with A.
Okay.
Interesting. That's an interesting answer. I think there's no blue ones.
So that's B, right?
Yeah, that's B.
Just so we're clear, mine is Cabca currently. I'm working on Cabca Cadabra.
Cabcar.
Yeah.
I hope the next question has that many options that you can get an R.
Yeah, I want to spell. I want to be a magician.
I probably could have with this next one, but that would have taken a while.
That's ominous.
So let's see. So the next one is Final Fantasy IX has an extensive cast of minor NPCs throughout the game. Which of these is not an NPC seen in the game? So we have Hip Hall. We have Barbara Gibgab. We have We have. I was looking for that one. We have Jobless Jeff. And
Jobless Jeff. Oh, if only. If only.
And we have Chefmeister.
Fucking hell.
Oh.
One of those is fake.
Only one of those is fake. Yes. I could have again. There was a lot to choose from.
Oh my god.
There's so many good ones in this game, man.
I think I'm gonna go with D.
So that was Chefmeister.
Wait, what was the first one?
Hip Paul.
Wait, what is that? What are you saying?
It's all one word. Hip Paul. So HIPPAUL.
Okay.
Like Paul with a hip.
Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting.
I'm gonna stick with D.
Yeah, this is. I'm going with C. Jobless Jeff, yeah. I've got cab cack. Oh no, the cabbie has shot himself. It's all cab cack. Oh no.
Oh no. Ah, well, it's turned out to be an interesting cab ride then.
It's not great.
Alrighty. So the next one, we have key items. Key items are a key element to any RPG. Which of these is not an obtainable key item in Final Fantasy 9? You have A, a Cactuar suit. B, a Kupo nut. C, Super Slick. And D, a strategy guide.
Oh man.
Going with D.
Yeah, I'm also thinking D. I'm putting D for every answer, which I feel like is not a good strategy.
No, only half of them.
Hey, never know. I mean, it's gotta be odd that you at least get something right then. Statistically speaking.
One would think. Hopefully.
We'll see. We'll see.
So, well, the original quiz only had A through C, but I've added all these D answers.
No, these are all made up too. It's like
Yeah,
all the ones I found online were like too spoilery.
Yeah,
like,
I figured.
And stuff. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna.
Yeah, I make my own ones because I took them from online originally, and it was like they're not as fun. We should do something better. So
yeah,
you made me do more work, you bastard.
Yeah, but it made for a better podcast,
Yeah,
I think.
It did.
I'd say so. I've enjoyed the episodes I listened to for sure.
Mm. So,
all right.
What is your answer? D as well, or
Emil?
Oh yeah.
Oh, it was D,
always.
Okay, great. Okay.
So you both, yeah. For 7, you both.
D is just preemptively. D is going to be my answer to the next one.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, let's see. This one might be a little bit easier, at least for Teal. So, like Mom. We'll see. So,
Final Fantasy 9 comes after which Final Fantasy game? 8?
You would think. No. But, like many other Final Fantasies, Final Fantasy 9 has its own card minigame. What is the name of this game?
Oh, no.
So, we have A, Queen's Blood, B, Triple Triad, C, Tetramaster, or D, Tantalus.
I know which ones it's not.
I think
I know two ones that it's not.
I think I know which one it is.
Okay.
But that's if it's actually from 9 and not I've heard it about a different Final Fantasy game. Yeah, alright.
We'll see.
What was... Oh, man. I think I want to actually go with... I'm not... Well, I don't know. I think I'm going to go with C.
Okay.
I'm going with B.
Okay.
I think it's Triple Triad. If it turns out that's actually in like 8 or 10 or something, I'm going to be furious.
Wouldn't that be a thing?
Yeah,
very, very likely at this point.
Alrighty.
It's the one I've heard of, but I don't know if it's in 9.
Wait!
Hmm?
I've recently seen someone playing it.
I think I know who that is, but I didn't watch the streams.
What was C?
Tetramaster.
I'm sticking with that.
Oh no!
I'm not confident, but I have vague memories.
We'll see. All right. Next is number 9. So nothing spices up a JRPG battle quite like status elements, and this game is loaded with them. Which of these is not a status element seen in this game? So we have A, virus. Characters' EXP and AP growth are disabled. Persist after battle, and even in KO status until cured with the vaccine.
Not looking forward to that. Okay.
So B, mystified. When afflicted, the party member's trance gauge is reduced to 0. Trance is not a mechanic in 599. Basically, think of limit breaks. Kind of like that. So C, heat. Taking any action in battle while afflicted with this ailment results in an immediate KO. Will eventually go away if no action is taken with this character. Or D, trouble. When party members afflicted with trouble are hit with physical attacks, all others in that party will suffer half the damage the first unit took.
All of these sound awful.
They also all sound plausible.
Yeah. What was C again?
C, heat. Taking any action in battle while afflicted with this ailment results in an immediate KO. Will eventually go away if no action is taken with this character.
So action as in attack, use spells, that kind of thing.
Yeah, anything like in the menu. Like attack, magic, item, anything. And I'll keep in mind this is an ATB style game,
Yeah,
so
it would,
like 7. Yeah,
it would go away if I was to say defend because I'm not using and
or just like it would. To be more clear, it's any action. Defend would count as an action if it's in the menu. By taking any action, it'd be more like you skip the turn. Like you just wait out the ATB for it to run out, and like you would just wait to do. You would skip because in Final Fantasy games you can cycle the different party members if their ATB if their gauge is filled and they can attack. Like in 7, you can like triangle and like you can go to a different party member who's also ready if you don't want to attack with this character yet. Like if you want to avoid using limit break. Similar in 9, like you can like skip to a different person's like turn until you're ready to use the other person, basically.
I'm going with that anyway.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna go with that one as well.
Okay.
I've known vaccines to be an item in other Final Fantasies that I don't think cured virus. But that doesn't necessarily mean they don't in that game. Although, maybe I should go. I'm going to go with A. I'm going with A.
Your first A. Congratulations.
Hey.
Alrighty. Are you guys sticking with those?
Yeah.
Okay. How about you two?
Yeah, I'm going with C.
Okay. Alright. Then finally, last one. So we have another returning feature in this game is the auction house. Because some of these Final Fantasy games do have an auction house where you can bid for items. Which of the following items can you bid on at the auction? So this is so 3 are false, 1 is true in this case. So we have A, a rat's tail. B, a mini brawn. C, super soft. Or D, an autograph.
I know what I'm going for.
I think I know what I'm going for as well.
You going for Old Faithful?
I'm not.
Oh, okay.
Wait, what you can bid on?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Well, only one of these is true.
Yeah. I am going with A rat tail. I think that's just too weird. Why would you make that up?
I have gone with D, an autograph. I think you're going to need it. You're going to need to give it to someone in exchange for something. RPG, side quest, fetch quest, something quest. That's my logic. All right.
Hey, maybe.
Give us our answers.
Alrighty. Let's see.
Just before we begin, mine is cab cac dbsd, and yours is car.
Which I believe are like apt reviews of the game on Metacritic.
Yeah.
Game's so good.
Yeah, I mean you're totally right. So who knows? Which means you win the quiz. No, I'm just kidding. So, first one, number one, we have there's noble in-game play that is seen and referenced throughout the game. This play is called "I Want to Be Your Canary."
Yes, it made
Nice.
sense to me because canaries are, in mines.
Mm-hmm.
Like it seemed to make sense.
I will say there is there is one. You will also see one of these other titles in the game in some form. Like the actual play is called "I Want to Be Your Canary," but one of the other titles I have here is also taken from a description in the game.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
So
Nice.
yeah, so that'll be fun to see. So next is number 2. Bounty 9 has many support skills that give you passive buffs and effects throughout the game. Which of these is not an actual support skill? The answer is A. Sensibility. Chance to automatically scan enemies at the start of battle. That is not a skill that is seen in 9. The others are.
Does it join in 10?
In my understanding, I don't know of a skill that where you automatically scan the enemy at the start of battle necessarily. I mean, I know like of a passive where like you can go into a battle with the enemies scanned, like you can see their information, but I don't know of a skill where like at the start of battle your character casts the magic spell scan.
Yeah, I'm mostly thinking of there's a thing in 12 called Libra. And you get an item pretty early on, which you can just attach to someone that just gives them Libra, I think.
Yeah. So like that'd be like I consider like a passive, like they can see everything. But I was thinking the wording for that would be that they would I guess they should have automatically cast scan at the start of battle.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. But yeah. So that's a fair point though. But yeah, it's not an ability in this game, unfortunately. I do want to mention a funny thing about Gamble Defense specifically. So I just wrote the description as it said in the game, but apparently I looked because I was always confused about this ability, so I looked into exactly how it works. Apparently, if you equip this ability, whenever you get hit with a physical attack, your defense is randomly selected between 0 and double what your actual defense is. Oh, so it can also be lower than what your defense is normally supposed to be.
Yeah, well, that makes the gamble make sense, but I don't like it.
Yeah, so it can raise defense occasionally. It can also lower defense potentially, extremely. So I just found that was a funny one. So next we have Moogles. The Moogles are an adorable Final Fantasy staple, and this game is loaded with them. They each have individual names too. Which of these is not an actual Moogle name? The answer is Moolala.
Oh, it was the MO.
Ah, which one was that? C. Okay,
C.
We're wrong.
C is the correct answer. So Moolala is not a Moogle in the game.
I knew there was gonna be a trick. That's not MO.
Yeah.
I had to try it though.
Worth a shot,
Here's the one I'm dreading. Come on.
All right.
If you say 5,000, I'm gonna die right now.
Let's see. So, can't have a good Final Fantasy without mini games. One of the most infamous ones is the jump rope mini game. What's the maximum score requirement? The answer is C, 1,000.
Well, it's not fact.
No,
that's a lot.
It's still bad.
That's still very, very, very bad. Is there a life system, or do you have to one-shot it?
It's one shot. I'm pretty sure.
Is there any sort of leniency? Is it?
I didn't try for too long. I've only gotten as far as 20.
Say what? That's a terrible number. Why couldn't you say 400? What do you mean 20? 20?
I did not try for long. I did not try for long. I want to be clear, but I did this. I was like, no. I have heard. I haven't verified this.
1/50th of the way. That's.
So I heard that and I was like, I ain't doing that.
What do you get for it?
I'm gonna let you find out for yourself.
Oh god damn it. Oh no.
I will say I haven't verified this myself, but I've heard that in like say the Steam port for 9, there's the inbuilt cheats similar to like 7, where it's like there's a speed up function and stuff like that. So I've heard that you can get away with like doing the speed up function, just mashing the X button and it'll work.
I'm not a masher. Not a chance.
But I've heard that also doing the whole, like I think just doing it normally, I think takes like 7 minutes of just straight jumping. So
not fun.
I got briefly good at hot rope jump in Mario Party, so I hope the skills are barely transferable, because I will need them. Because there's it gets fast in Mario Party, and I think the limit
it does get faster. It does get faster.
I think the limit in Mario Party is 130, and then it just caps out. And me and I think it was Elbags, when we played it together, we both got the max, and we both won the minigame. So if I could, but that's still only like 130. Like that's like 8 times that. Like that's so bad.
God. Yeah, it's pretty rough. I don't know. I'm
almost certainly not doing it. I'll probably get to it. You don't try it for 5 seconds and be like, nah.
You don't have to. There will be a chance to come back. There will be a chance to come back to it later if you ever felt like torturing yourself.
I know what's gonna happen though. I'm gonna do an attempt, and the first attempt is gonna go miraculously well, where I get like 300 or something, and that's gonna spur me on to try for longer, and I'm gonna hate it. But anyway, yeah, all right.
You never know. Okay. So that'll be fun to see you get to that one. So next one, chocobos. Everyone loves chocobos in all shapes and shades. What color chocobo is not seen in this game? The answer is black.
No,
there are no black chocobos in this game. Yeah, no Joe the Racers in this game. Just there are red, blue, and yellow. There's actually like a light blue and a navy blue, I think.
Be crazy if there was no yellow.
Doubly wrong in picking blue.
Yeah, but that would be hilarious. But no, there is definitely yellow is definitely there. I figured that'd be one, at least an easier one to like knock out. But
well, it wasn't. We both got it wrong.
Well, at least it's tough. There's no way to know. So that's fine. So next one. So minor NPCs. So Final Fantasy IX has an extensive cast of minor NPCs throughout the game. Which of these is not an NPC seen in the game? So the answer is Chefmeister.
Yes.
Did you make that up? Or
Jeff. Jobless Jeff.
So did you make up Chefmeister? Or are they from a different game or?
So I made it up, but also it's basically a variation of an NPC that does exist, of NPCs that do exist in the game.
Okay.
There are like an Eggmeister, or like they're like chef, stuff like that. These specific stuff, but I just went like a general Chefmeister. So that was a bit of a tricky one anyway, even if you did play the game. But I figured I was having a hard time coming up with names that could rival the absurdity of 9. So I was like, I'm just gonna need to. I'm gonna need to take a creative liberty here.
Yeah, 9 does seem crazy. I'm looking forward to this.
It's great. It's so funny. But anyway, so next one, key items. So key items are a key element to any RPG. Which of these is not an obtainable key item in Final Fantasy IX? And the answer is a Cactuar suit.
Oh,
was that
would be my second.
That would be A. Yeah. So there is actually a Moogle suit that is attainable as a key item, but not a Cactuar suit.
Oh, I thought you were gonna have to hunt down a Cactuar and go into its natural habitat looking like it. But
that would be fun, but alas, not quite. But yeah, Koopa Nut, Super Slick, and Strategy Guide are indeed an attainable item in Final Fantasy IX. In some way, shape, or form. So next, we have the card game one. So like many other Final Fantasies, Final Fantasy IX also has its own card game. So what is the name of this game? The answer is Tetramaster.
Yes. Okay.
It's Triple Triad 8.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'd
heard it in relation to PS1, but I didn't know what the context was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this one was tough. But yeah, Triple Triad is also a lot more well beloved than Tetramaster, I will say.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, from what I saw, it seemed terrible.
Yeah,
Okay. Looking forward to it.
Not great. Thankfully, it's also mostly optional, so like you don't have to stress about it too much. But it's just funny. Triple Triad though, but that is the true game of Final Fantasy VIII. I'll just throw that out there.
Yeah, a lot of people just play 8 for Triple Triad.
Triple Triad is the main game. The whole JRPG bit is just an extra add-on. It is hilarious. But yeah, so that is number 8, Tetramaster. So good job, Neil. You got that one.
Way.
So next,
educated guess.
Yeah, it works. And he's deviated from your trusty D answers, and you got it right. So good job. So which turned out to be not so trusty so far. But anyway, 9. So nothing spices up JRPG battles quite like status ailments, and this game is loaded with them. Which of these is not a status ailment seen in the game? The answer is Mystified.
Okay.
So, yeah,
Which was...
that'd be B. Yeah, that'd be B. So Mystified is basically a play on words of like something called Mist, which is also something that's related to 559. So that's why I went with it there. I was having trouble coming up with names, so I figured I'll do that. So the rest of them, Virus, and Trouble, are indeed status ailments.
All
you should be aware of
terrible sounding things that I have to experience playing this.
There are ways around it, don't worry, but you will have to just prepare in advance. So if you're not careful, then you can be in for a bad time.
Cool.
Yeah. So yeah, finally, the last one. Another returning feature in this game is the auction house. Which of the following items can you bid for at the auction? And the answer is a rat tail.
Way!
So you can bid for a rat tail at the auction.
Nice.
So some of the other ones are indeed key items found in the game that you can get elsewhere, and some of these just are made up. So you'll have fun seeing which one is which.
Well, I got 2. And Emil, you got 5.
Way!
Hey, there you go.
Nice.
Trusty D's. It worked out after all.
It worked out once.
Yay!
Yeah. Boy.
Yeah,
So,
I was gonna say, did it work out better for me? But no, it didn't. I did D twice, and it didn't work out either way. Well, for humiliating me in that, I will destroy you with the thesaurus round.
Okay.
So I was not prepared for this.
I'm ready. Consistently canopy.
Consistently canopy.
It is one word. It's 2 words, but it's one word.
Oh. This is a one-word game title?
One-word game title, but I've used 2 words to make it work.
Consistently canopy. I'm at a loss here.
I can't think of another word for canopy.
I'm thinking like chemic. They're like I don't know.
Like a veil or shelter or drape. Canopy.
Tunic?
No, this is not tunic.
I'm trying to think some sort of cloth related title.
Other words for consistently is like, that's a hard word to think of other words for.
Mm.
Like often or or like doesn't really mean consistently.
It's like regularly,
Frequently,
periodically.
Periodically is kind of the opposite of consistently.
Would you like any kind of hints?
Yes, please.
What would you like?
I'm leaning to year. What do you think?
Yeah, the year would be nice to know.
Yeah.
2021.
Okay, so
it is a recent game.
Okay. Say what it is again.
Consistently canopy.
And it's all one word.
Yes.
Would we know this game?
Yes. I would imagine
maybe
so.
like cloak or cape or something. Like a canopy. It's like a.
Just thinking like Journey, like the.
I don't know if you. I don't think you've played it, but you will have known. You would know about it. Certainly, Emil would know about it.
Okay.
Would you like anything else?
Well, I would say console, but in 2021, I don't think that's going to be helpful.
Yeah, it's released for everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can give you genre.
Yeah, genre.
There are genres.
Okay.
Adventure, role-playing. But
adventure role-playing.
There is one more which might help substantially. Rhythm.
Is it rhythm? Yeah. Rhythm, adventure, role-playing.
Canopy. I don't know too many rhythm games. I'll keep thinking, but I'm thinking this is I'm thinking this might be beyond me.
Emil, say whatever's on your mind because you'll regret it otherwise.
No, it's definitely not Beat Saber.
It's not Beat Saber, no.
No, I think I'm gonna have to concede that one.
Everheard.
Yes. Oh, we're so close with Cloak.
I think we heard. I don't. Yeah, I've heard the title. But I didn't know the context. I didn't realize it was really.
Can I just say what the full title of the game is? Everheard, an ineffable tale of the inexpressible divine moments of truth.
Why didn't you should have done the whole
thing? Because I did not realize until I looked at it on Wikipedia. But yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah.
No wonder we didn't get it.
Yeah, of course. Oh, if I gave you the whole thing, obviously.
Like 8 other hints.
Yeah, sorry. If I given you the 8 other words, yeah, of course, then it would have been right there.
Okay, well, in comparison, mine I believe is quite a bit easier.
But it's not, is it?
I have gone with Megalith Depression.
Megalith.
Megalith Depression.
I don't know what megalith means. Interesting.
It'd be like a giant statue of some kind, right?
I thought it was monolith.
Oh, that's what.
Is megalith the same thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting.
Megalith. What was the last one again?
Depression.
Depression. Oh, okay. I gotta forget depression.
And it is definitely 2 words, unlike what I did.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Depression can be a hole.
Sure can, buddy.
quite a rabbit hole as well. I get the feeling it's like a hole that the statue's in of some kind. I don't know. What will be a game title for that?
Titan Souls?
No. It's a good guess.
Is it just Big Sad? Real Big Sad.
Real Big Sad.
I'm racking my brain for a second. I
Give
can't
me a
even think of like
The date.
Yeah, I would like a date, please.
Where is it? 2014.
2014. Tough.
I can't figure what it's called.
Lift Depression.
What is that game called? Because that's probably when it came. That's probably around the time. Oh.
I mean, any chance you know if it's a game I would recognize or?
I don't know. You might have heard of it.
What is it called?
I think Teal might know what it is.
No, I don't. I think it's Titan something, but I can't think of what the other word is.
Souls? Because you already said that.
I know that. There's another Titan game.
I know what you're thinking.
Crash of the Titans.
Titanfall?
That is what I thought you were thinking of. That's not the answer.
Oh.
Yeah.
Titanfall's also technically one.
Because I think that came out around 2014. So that's why I was like, oh, that.
Oh, in the same year as.
Oh, Titan Souls.
Of course.
Titanfall did come out in 2014.
Excellent.
Titan Souls, I'm afraid, came out in 2015.
If they all
that's
came out
minus the
2014.
point to
That would be funny. Oh well.
If Megalith is just changed into Monolith, I'm gonna be so angry.
Megalith Depression. Megalith Depression.
Genre.
Puzzle.
Puzzle.
Monument Valley?
Yes, it's Monument Valley.
Is it actually?
Yes.
Yeah, I would never have done that. Dang.
People said depression is a hole. That's what a valley is.
Right. I got a point.
You did it. Yeah.
Yeah. I have 3 now.
Yeah, if you said platform, I think
10.
you would have got it pretty quick.
Yeah, you have 10. I got 3 though. Oh, very good.
I couldn't contribute to the guest tally, sadly. Sorry, guys. Next time.
Oh, it's fine. They've got too much. Right. We end our show, our rather long show this week, with some interaction from the viewers. We got an email, gamingtakesages@gmail.com. We also have a comment section. Please do give us questions and stories and stuff. Our topic this week: what have you won via a contest or a competition or an award of some description? Have you won an award? Doesn't have to specifically be gaming, but if it is, cool. But if it is not, also cool. I've got a bunch. So I made a brag.
Mr. Winner over here.
So
all right,
you may go first. I've also got my stuff with me, for the most part.
I may need to grab one thing real quick, but
Okay, well, I'll go. So, of course, I've won the gaming quiz 2 years in a row. Turns out I don't actually win that much, but I think it's because I don't put myself in a position to win things very often. I remember the first time that I won something was in primary school, and there was some kind of like cream egg competition that schools were doing or something, and like each school would like pick their winners. I don't really remember anything about it, but it was like a drawing thing, and I drew cream eggs as like different characters, like a cowboy cream egg and a fireman cream egg and stuff. And for some reason, one of them I did was like cream egg Whoopi Goldberg, which seemed like a no brainer at the time.
Of course.
I don't understand it. I guess I was into Whoopi Goldberg at the time. And I won that. I don't remember what I won. I don't know. But other than that, I've won I've won a lot of art giveaways, which is nice. I've got like stickers and pins and pieces of art. Like a lot of people say that like independent art is like charged too much or like it's expensive. You can actually get a lot of free stuff from artists if you hang around in their community. They do a lot of giveaways, so it's not that expensive to get into art. And finally, one thing that I won that was really cool was so a while ago there's a thing on Twitch. Well, it was not sort of associated with Twitch called Twitch. What's it called? Twitch RPG. Well, it doesn't stand for a roleplay game. It's like it stands for something else which I can't remember.
Oh yeah.
And it's like you answer surveys about Twitch ads, and then you get rewarded bits for it,
bits.
like a few bits.
Yeah, it's like 100 to 500 typically.
Yeah, I would do that for a while, and then eventually they just like stopped giving bits for it, and I was like, what the heck? And then I got an email from them that was like, you've won the sweepstakes. And I was like, there's a sweepstakes? And I've won it? And I won like, I can't remember if it was 10,000 or 100,000. I think it was 100,000 bits.
It was 10,000 because that's $100.
Oh, yeah, it was 10,000. It was 10,000.
It was $100.
Yeah.
10,000 bits. Yeah.
And that was just really, really cool. I had loads of bits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot about that. That was really cool. I remember you telling me that when I visited in the airport. Like, you picked me up at the airport. That's when you told me we were waiting for a bus. I don't know why I remember that. I just do. I remember exactly where we were sat.
I remember there used to be like inbuilt ads on Twitch to be able to like you can watch them to get bits and stuff. I would do that all the time so I can like grab a bits and then ship it away.
Did that happen in the UK?
No,
I was going to say, because it didn't work in Jersey.
I don't think we could do it.
Okay.
But I guess it's
makes sense. Unfortunately, oh well. Over here it worked and it was nice for a while until it was gone, and then it was not nice anymore. No, Nick. Now you have to pay to get bits, I guess. Which
you do.
Oh well.
You do.
So,
and if you
but it was nice while
lasting. I miss being able to shower bits on people.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun. Oh well.
Yeah, times change.
Yeah.
Peter.
Alright, I just actually remembered something real quick about something I won. Let me see if I can dig it up from my closet real quick.
Oh, okay.
I'm guessing you're gonna cut this out. Shall I break continuity by like buttoning
my shirt? Might take a little bit longer to dig up than I anticipated. But it was basically I was gonna talk about what I was gonna talk about before. So as some of you guys may know, I play tennis a lot. So I grew up playing tennis. So during that time I played in a lot of tennis competitions as a kid growing up. So I got a few trophies for that. I can actually get one of those real quick.
Where you go?
Okay.
I thought you were gonna be gone for
trophies. I got a few trophies.
I thought you were gonna be gone for another like 3 minutes. It's just like,
he's
gone again.
No, I'm not that hard to pin down. Don't worry. But yeah, so I got some trophies. So that's fun.
Cool.
Like from different tennis competitions nearby. And the one thing I was looking for was actually I went to tennis camp as a kid. It's not really a competition, but kind of like an award they gave out to certain people at the end of the week based on their performance or whatnot. It was most for me. I think it was described as like a sportsmanship award, basically. Basically at the end, I always give I give it my all, basically, especially when I'm playing. So they saw me playing, and out of the kids in the camp, they gave me a sportsmanship award, which basically included like a lot of different like good some local business stuff, and there's also like the camp was sponsored by like, Gatorade. They'd always have Gatorade like out for people who I don't know if they're sponsored or not, but they always had Gatorade supplied for all the like dozens of kids throughout the day. So I think one of the awards was like a Gatorade medal. I was gonna try and see. I was gonna see if I could dig it up real quick, but it might take a little bit. But there was that. There's also I play piano, so I play some recitals. We didn't get rewards necessarily for them, but like we had some friendly competitions for some recitals and stuff. So that was fun. And then but nothing to show for there beyond memories. And then recently I did actually win. Like I don't really win giveaways often, but I participated in like a Final Fantasy based giveaway actually, or basically, what was gonna happen was like I had other plans that day. I was gonna teach some friends some tennis, but then those got canceled. So I decided, okay, I'm just gonna study for a bit, and then I was gonna put a stream in the background while I was like gonna study and work on stuff. Then I was looking for a stream and I found this person was doing a like a Final Fantasy quiz giveaway thing where basically if you join, like you have a chance to win like any Final Fantasy game of your choice, depending on how well you do like on the quiz. If you answer the questions first and rack up enough points, then and you're like in the top 2, then you get a choice of your own of a Final Fantasy game that you want to have. So I just did it casually at first, because I was like, okay, it should be fun to just have in the background while I'm like working and writing on my thesis, mostly because I was in a mad dash for that. So then I started playing. I got lucky with a couple answers here and there where I was like the first one to answer, and then I realized like in order for the points to count, you have to be the first person to answer. So it's not like just because you answer one means you get points. You have to be the first. So I realized that because I had gotten I just happened to be the first for a couple of them. I was actually in a position to actually win. So I locked in. I was like, wait a second, I might actually have a shot at this. So I locked in for a bit. And I just barely got to second place right at the very end. I answered like 4 or 5 questions total, I think, out of however many. Like there was a fair few. I want to say it's like 20, 30 questions, something like that. But I just wasn't. I was just able to be the first for enough of them, and so I got so I got second place, which means I was qualified to get a game. So I claimed Final Fantasy 16. So now I have 16 in my Steam library to eventually get to.
Nice.
So
yeah, that's an expensive game as well, because
yeah, like it was like basically any game you wanted. It's like
yeah.
My choices like from my current library were like I could either get like 16 or like Stranger's Paradise or Final Fantasy 3 through 5.
Yeah,
and
game
that's
or
like a copy of of 12, and that's about
45 or
yeah.
I'll get that really expensive one, thanks.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's like, really cool though.
Yeah, that was awesome. I was like, and I just knew being a Final Fantasy nerd would come in handy.
Yeah. I have one things as well. In terms of like games, I won Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle for the Switch. A viewer of mine, Luminant Gamer, basically put my name forward. Like Ubisoft was doing a thing like recommend a person who hasn't got this game, and they might win. And like I just one day got a DM on Twitter from the Rabbids official Twitter account being like, your friend Luminant just recommended you and you've won, here's the code. Like, what? What do you mean? So yeah, it was weird and surreal. I got an official DM from the Rabbids Twitter account. So yeah, I've got my Rabbids Kingdom Battle. It's a fun game. It's really, really cool. It's basically like XCOM. It's that kind of strategy game. And my brain isn't fully attuned to it, but it's fun. I like it a lot from what I've played. Then, okay, so I won 2 things from... I want to get this right. I believe it was a UK Saturday morning show called Smile. I think it was called Smile specifically. It's the one with Nev the Bear.
I remember it.
And there are others like SMTV Live, Toonatic, Ding Dong and the Bungalow, various stuff, but this is specifically on BBC, Smile with Nev the Bear. And they would, alongside, they would have hosts like Reggie Yates, Fern Cotton?
What, Cotton?
Cotton, yeah. But various hosts like that. And Nev the Bear is a little purple bear puppet, and it would go no. And yeah, just adorable. But they also did cartoons like Batfink and Looney Tunes, and every so often they would do a quiz question. So they'll have a question about the cartoon before the cartoon starts. You phone in, say what your name is, what the answer is, and you might win. I only have one of those prizes with me. One of them was a dancing Stuart Little doll. I didn't even want it. I just knew the questions. I don't remember what the question was. But I just knew it. I was like, okay. The other one was on a cartoon called Rabbit Rampage. You're more likely to know the cartoon Duck Amuck, where Daffy Duck is being drawn by Bugs Bunny, and it's like he goes through loads of stuff. That was 1953. Rabbit Rampage is the Bugs Bunny version of that in 1955, and Elmer is the one drawing. I think Duck Amuck is better, but it's still a fantastic cartoon. Very funny, very silly. And the question before the cartoon started was, what is the first hat that is drawn on Bugs? And it is green with a yellow stripe and a flower on top. And I answered that before the cartoon even started. And I won a mini TV. At the time, this was the coolest thing in the world, because this is a TV you can take with you. This, while you were in diapers, Peter, this was our technology.
Does it still work?
I don't have batteries in it, but I presume, yeah. If I put batteries in,
you gotta put some TV on right now.
I mean, it has a tuning meter, so I don't know if it would anymore. It probably doesn't. Yeah. It's tuning. It
didn't make the digital changeover or whatever that
so
was.
Probably
Remember
not,
that seemed like a really big deal at the time.
But I have it and I keep it as a mark of pride, because I was a Looney Tunes nerd and still am, because I still know everything about Looney Tunes, more or less. So yeah, that
Even
was
with
really
all the
cool.
new Looney Tunes stuff that's going on.
The what? Sorry.
Even with all the new Looney Tunes stuff that's happened since then.
No, I don't know as much about that stuff, but the classics I know a lot about. Then let's move from. Sorry, go on.
I was just thinking now there was that one movie that was like being canned, but finally being able to be seen. But now you can update your Looney Tunes knowledge on that now officially, since it actually gets to be released.
I look forward to watching it because it seems cool. But we moved from Looney Tunes to Tom and Jerry. So there was a Tom and Jerry magazine. I do have the tape. I didn't get it. Sorry. Anyway, I got something else.
Okay.
So
you could do a humble and run off and get it.
I could. I know. You know what? Why not?
Yeah, go for it. Go.
It didn't take long. Yeah. I knew where it was. All right. Tom and Jerry magazine. Tom and Jerry Volume 7. So they released 10 volumes of all the cartoons. Approx running time 85 to 90 minutes, with like 12 or 13 cartoons. As you can see on the back, it's all the cartoons there. Anyway, so Volume 7. I can't remember how often they released them. They released them in batches of 2. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, etc. I think it was every half year or so. And then Tom and Jerry magazine did a contest where you would draw fan art, and if your fan art was put in the magazine, they would send you the VHS tapes. And I didn't have a lot of money, so we didn't, like, growing up. So it was like, okay, you can't really get VHS tapes often because they're not that cheap, you know. They're not super expensive, but they're not cheap. So it's like we get them when you get them. So I entered a piece of art, which I have. I did not win. My friend Chloe also did some art and submitted it, and then won and gave me the VHS. So which one do you want to see first? I have both.
Ooh.
I think we got to see the winning one first.
Okay, she put her surname, which I have put something over so you can't see it, but it's pretty good.
What? That's sick.
She was 10, and Jerry is huge. Jerry is the size of Tom.
Yeah.
But I love it. It's really cool. It's so cool.
Jerry's
And
that's okay.
mine is cursed as hell.
Which is great. Is Tom like half wine?
Yeah, there is a gag in one of the cartoons, I can't remember which, where like he falls in a flower bed and it like goes underground and comes out as one. So I was basically doing that.
Horrifying.
But I didn't win because it's terrifying. So yeah. Not surprising.
Chloe, you found a friend for life.
Thank you very much, Chloe. Yeah.
Hooray!
We don't really chat much anymore, but
yeah, I was gonna say like you were 10.
Yeah. No, I mean we were inseparable during primary school, and then secondary school happened. We just sort of drifted away.
It happens.
Happens, yeah.
There was one more thing. So in year 5, so I would have been 9, I believe, at the time. I might have been 10, but I think 10. I was 9. And we basically, there was a science fair at the secondary school I wanted to go to. So I knew very little about science, because I just I like science, but my brain isn't really hardwired to understand chemistry and just mixture of things. But what I do understand is space and planets, and I loved researching it. So the science fair, basically you could work solo or as a team, and they were different categories like solo entrance and team entrance, and it was basically you had to just do a topic. And the idea that I had was doing about the planets, and you basically had one of those like boards where it's one board and then they sort of fold at the side, so it's
trifold boards,
so I basically had that. I painted it black and blue and painted stars, and I made all the planets out of plasticine, and it hung over the top of it, and I had facts on the side.
That's so cool.
In it, and it also had Pluto, and I said it's not a planet. It's not. I knew that, and I was like, it's not actually a planet. So I entered that. And it was originally going to be a team effort with someone called Bradley in my class. And they did not do anything. They made one plasticine planet. I don't even remember which one. Don't even remember if it was good, but they made one plasticine planet. And they
Bradley, if you're out there watching, you're a joke. You're a joke, Bradley.
Well, Bradley could have showed up to help me do the talk to the judges. Bradley did not show up. So what happened is I won an actual trophy and a medal, and I won the raffle. It was a triple threat. I don't know how I won the raffle. I can't remember what the winning thing was. I think it was like a hamper basket, but I won it all. So here is the medal I won.
My dad won a salmon in a raffle once.
Here's the medal.
Salmon?
Salmon.
On the back it says the school I went to. I'm not going to show that, but it is engraved, and it says the year. It was 2004. So where is my trophy? Well, Bradley told his grandma that he did the science fair and he won. And I, as a kindness, said, yes, you may borrow the trophy to show her when she comes round. Did I ever get it back? I did not. Did I ask for it countless times? Yes, I did. We went to the same secondary school. Did he give it to me? No. I have to give context here, because it sounds bad if I don't. I sort of got my revenge, unintentionally, because Bradley is the person I destroyed their finger with a sewing machine.
Sewing machine, right, yeah.
Yeah, so we have, in textiles class, you have the sewing machines, and you have the pedal under the desk, and the pedal activates the machine. It moves. If you don't know what it is, a sewing machine is a sewing machine. It's a needle that's very strong and very fast.
It goes up and down really fast.
Yeah. And he put that his pedal wasn't actually underneath. It was back out. I walked past.
That's his fault.
And I stood on
I
it.
bet they drilled that into you. Put them under the table. Put them under the table.
Possibly. But I stood on it and it went straight through his finger multiple times because of course it did. I felt bad and I went to see him at the hospital after school that day. He was fine. I mean, not really. I mean, it went through him, but like his finger wasn't like ruined or anything. It was like, it healed. But
sucks though.
But that was my unintentional
lesson.
My unintentional
to never cross
revenge.
Teal.
Yeah, my unintentional revenge because he did steal my science fair trophy. And I will.
How dare you?
I will never get that back.
You should have gone to the hospital and been like leaned in.
So it's my trophy.
Nah, it was not on purpose.
Give me the trophy.
No, it was not on purpose, and I felt horrible. But I still want.
Yeah, obviously it wasn't on purpose, but he doesn't have to know that.
But I do have one more thing. A Crash Bandicoot.
That is me winning all the time.
A Crash Bandicoot contest in Gamemaster magazine, which you can find out more about in an upcoming Teal's Tales video. Way!
Hey.
Oh, you should go to that channel and subscribe. Yeah. But yeah, that's my stuff. So, yay.
Awesome.
Plug.
You're a winner.
Yeah. I also had a poem in a book, in a poetry book for Jersey. Like, these people came to every primary school and secondary school and asked people to do poetry, and they put all like the best ones in a book. And I did a haiku, and I remember it not being good, but it went in there. But I was like 5, like I was young, so it was like, oh, you know words, holy shit, that's going in, yeah.
Oh yeah.
I don't remember what it said, but I remember 2 people, Lucy and Samantha, did really, really good ones, and they got in. But I don't remember what they were. But anyway, that's there you go. That's
Hooray!
Hooray indeed.
Cool.
Yeah. Well, that was fun. Did you all have fun?
No.
Oh
I'm
no.
blessed. Oh.
What a shame. Well, you'll be back
Maybe
next
next
week.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Let me go!
No. Next week we're doing a game called Threads of Fate, which is a RPG for PS1 that only released in America and Japan. So I haven't researched it yet. I know nothing about it. It didn't even release over here. So after that, I forgot. I didn't write it down in my notes. So after that, something else.
It's a surprise.
After Threads of Fate, we have.
Oh, actually, no, I do know.
Marvel vs. Capcom
Yes.
2 and Guilty Gear X and King of Fighters 2000.
King of Fighters might not happen, but the first 2.
That one might not happen,
Yeah.
but the first 2.
Stay tuned to find out.
Yeah. But no, very exciting, very fun, very good. But yeah, it's been a blast. This has been the longest episode by far.
Uh-oh. What have you done, Humble?
Sorry about that.
It's
I
good.
tend to ramble.
I don't think it was you rambling.
Ramble Gamer, am I right?
I don't think it was you
That's
rambling.
right, I
think
still
it was
have to
all
call
of
you
us.
Humble Gamer. Still
Yeah.
more.
Yeah, I need to
Was
call
that
you.
fun?
I need to call you.
I think also to be fair, the manuals definitely took up a bit of time.
I think it was that. I had a lot of things there. Yeah, it all adds up. But it was a lot of fun. So thank you. It's always a joy.
No,
Thank you
I've
for having
already
me.
told you it was not fun.
Okay then. Sorry.
You want
Yes,
to have
that's
fun?
what I wanted
Go
to hear.
boot up Final Fantasy 9.
Yes, I look forward to Final Fantasy 9.
It's the best game. It's the best game. It's the best game. It's the best game. It's the best game.